And here we are with game number 1 in the best of 3 series of the quarterfinals of the Go4sc2 Cup number 395. Spawning in the top left corner as the blue Protoss player for Alien Invasion. It is Patience. And he is facing off against the grey Zerg player, the red Zerg player spawning in the bottom right hand corner of the map. It is going to be Namshar for Carnage Esports. Now this is going to be a great match. Can't wait for the action to actually come down. Would not be surprised to see an attempt for a cannon rush, but Namshar probably on this map will go for that spawning pool first, because it can get very iffy if you get cannon rush so incredibly early. But the pilot for Patience is in the main base, so it looks like he's going to start off very standard with a gateway, or he's really tucking away that forge pretty far, which you don't see a whole lot in this spawn position, or at least with this pylon placement you usually see the gateway come down. There we go. It is gonna be built, and after that the probe is gonna move out, scout out what his opponent is up to. Now what is Namshar really going to be up to? He is in fact gonna go for that hatchery first, playing it pretty greedily right now and completely proving me wrong, of course. But I don't mind that. In this setup, going for a hatchery first is pretty fine. He saw the timing of that probe, so he should know that it was safe to go that road. But he does not know if there is a cannon rush going to come his way, so he's keeping a second overlord hanging over that natural base. He also has a probe ready to block off any pylon placements, because this is an area where you don't get a lot of service area on top of those units. And look at that, Namshar is gonna go for it. He is gonna go for a 3 hatch before pool, playing it as greedily as possible, throwing down that hatchery at the 3-minute mark. Beautiful to see, but he has to be careful. Patience is a player and can be very aggressive very early on in the map. Namshar is gonna get his gas first, following that up with his spawning pool, because he's gonna need Zergling speed if Patience is gonna throw some very early aggression his way. Now, how is Patience going to respond to this? Because I do believe that he did see that the third base did come down. Yeah, the probe is still ready here. Took those 5 minerals from the mineral patches from Namshar's base. And he's going to see whatever moves out. Now, there is going to be a nexus for Patience. Cybernetic Score is researching that warp gate research, still being on 1 gas. Should take that other one very soon, but of course, first needs to spend those minerals on the pylon to get a little bit of a wall of going for the later stage of this game. But the spawning pool is about to finish up. There's already quite a bit, well, there's a little bit of gas saved up by Namshar. The probe moving in once again, if you can find anything funky right there. But dual queen production has started. Third queen should start with the moment that he has the minerals for it. But he's not going to have enough money to spend all of those larvae just yet, so there's no rush for that. So after that 100 gas, he's immediately starting his Zergling speed, taking those drones off of mining, and with the Zergling speed he's going to be keeping himself pretty safe early on in this game. But there are now 3 gateways being morphed in. The Overlord did spot this, and of course that Stalker will eventually get the kill on this Overlord, but Namshar's not going to make it easy for him. That Stalker has to walk quite a bit in order to take the shots on top of that Overlord. But Warp Gate Research is about to finish up. There's a probe on the map to get that proxy pylon going. And there's going to be some aggression, so a lot of Zerglings will be forced out by Patience. And let's see how good he will be able to hold on here, because we have seen players before going for 3 hatch before pool, falling to a bunch of zealots barreling down your door. The Stalker getting caught out of position. Zergling speed is not done quite yet, so this Stalker can still retreat. And he just wants to buy time. He does not know about the first warp-in that had already happened. He's probably going to wait for another round before really going for the aggression, because 8 Zerglings, 8 zealots are just going to be so much more effective than just 4 of them. And there we go. Another Overlord did pop. And 22 more Zerglings on the way. Zergling speed is now done. But still, this is unknown for Namshar. He has no vision of it whatsoever. Did send in the Overlord to see what else is going on inside that main base. But no tech just yet from Patience. And he's sniffing out something is happening. He's gonna see those Zealots now. Spotted the pylon. And he knows from where the attack is gonna come. If you can kill off that probe, it's already gonna be great for him. Or he gets a good surround on top of those Stalkers. Those Stalkers are not gonna be very well in fending for themselves. But remember also, these Zealots do not have the +1 attack upgrade. This is just 4 gate pressure without any upgrades. So 3 swipes are gonna be necessary to get rid of a Zergling. But in this setup, the probe was killed off, so no more proxy pylons can come down, and that pretty much means that Patience cannot put a lot of pressure on, but a lot of units have been forced out. Namshar still sitting at 32 workers against the 35 that Patience is sitting on, but with 3 hatch production, he's going to catch up in that regard pretty easily. He tries to get a wraparound around this Protoss army, and he does manage to do so. The time warp has been dropped, but that's going to help him for sure. But is it gonna be enough? The Zealots are tanking like maniacs here. But after the Zealots have gone, those Stalkers are not gonna do all that much against this amount of Zerglings. And he does manage to clean it up. Behind this, Namshar is already feeling comfortable enough to drone up. Now the Queens are helping out with the Mothership Core, of course. Oh, it looks like the Zealots will be victorious for now. There are 10 more Zerglings on the production tab. Now those Queens will be able to return towards the creep. Might even drop a few of those creep tumors right there. But already Roach Warren is going to be done. There's full mining at that 3rd base. He droned up to 43 workers. And now sentries being warped in. Gonna make this package quite a bit more powerful. But do we see any follow? No, we just see Chronoboost on those gateways. There are 7 gateways in total. That's a lot of gateway units. And he's gonna need those roaches pretty quickly with this. Patience stepping on the creep. He has to reinforce pretty far away, actually. Oh, but that probe is going to come in. The Zerglings are going to go for the surround, however. The force fields are great to protect those sentries just a little bit more. And Patience, the micro is amazing. He's sniping both the Queens. The Zealots are at the natural. They went up that ramp. And there are just not enough units here. He stayed on those Zerglings for a little bit too long. Doesn't have the gas to produce enough roaches right now. And in this choke, those Zerglings do not really want to fight. The Zealots are happy to fight there. But there's going to be the force field on the ramp. Roaches are about to pop, but it's going to be too little, too late. It looks like the Roach Warren is being targeted down. That means no more roaches very soon. And there's not going to be enough DPS at this point to really get rid of these units from Patience. Natural base has been cleaned up, dropping to 29 workers right now. And the natural base, there's a Queen popping. So there's going to be the GG. It's not even going to pop. Patience takes game number 1 in this best of 3 series.